Hey everyone, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday. It's Tuesday, October the 11th, 2011. I'm going to try to be fast and I'm going to try to not make any mistakes today because it is already 10 o'clock on Tuesday and I normally record Monday night so that I'm all ready to upload by this time. So let's do this. Last week, There and Back Again started. The very first block, which you guys have probably already seen, was designed by Shinley. And it was Gandalf. This is my Gandalf. I'm doing all of my There and Back Again blocks in the Northcott Stonehenge fabric. And my idea is that I want sort of a carved stone look from my blocks. So once again, There and Back Again is a Hobbit block of the month. It's completely free. It's on fandomandstitches.com. There will be one pattern posted a month for 13 months. There are 13 blocks. And then the 14th month will be the layout for the whole quilt. This is more of a wall hanging size quilt. It's going to be 37 inches finished. So if you want a larger quilt, you can enlarge your individual blocks, but it will change your layout, but that is completely up to you. You can probably adapt the layout that we have created to a larger size, but the math and everything is going to be your decision. So There and Back Again, Gandalf. So if you guys haven't jumped in, you have plenty of time. Something else I wanted to say about There and Back Again is we have fabulous sponsors each month. Our very first sponsor is Foxwise. Foxwise is the Etsy shop that I got my Harry Potter ring from. This is my stamped ring that says "It's Real for Us." The prize for this month is a stamped bracelet that is a quote from The Hobbit. You can go to Fandom and Stitches and you can see the picture of the actual bracelet. And one person who shares a photo of their Gandalf block in the Fandom and Stitches Flickr group this month, there will be a random drawing of all the people that post a Gandalf block, with the exception of the designers, of course. And one person will win that bracelet. And it's that easy. You make the block, you put the picture in Flickr, and you could win that awesome bracelet. We will have a new sponsor next month. Our sponsor next month is going to be a good friend of mine, and the sponsor the month after that is probably also going to be a friend. I have more slots available for sponsors, so if you have an Etsy shop and you make fandom related items and you would like to do something Hobbit-y for Fandom and Stitches, get in touch with me. Just email admin@fandomandstitches.com and I'll chat with you about it and we'll figure it out. Also on Wednesday last week, I was the featured designer on the Quilting Gallery's Celebrate Christmas Quilt-Along, and my pattern was this block, which is called Sweet Sue Tops the Tree, and it is my version of a Sunbonnet Sue, a little girl topping the tree with the star here, and she's on a little stool. This pattern is free on Sewhooked. You can go to Sewhooked or you can go to Quilting Gallery and see it, and I will put a link to that and to There and Back Again in the description of this video. Already had quite a few Sues popping up in Flickr, so you guys check it out. I did a post yesterday where I shared the ones that have been posted on Flickr so far. I have a Flickr and there's a Celebrate Christmas Quilt-Along Flickr, so make sure if you post your picture you put them in both. That way everyone doing the Quilt-Along can see your block, and I can also feature your block on my blog. On Thursday last week, I posted a new set of patterns that I've been working on for ages. I started it last year, and I had only drawn a couple of these, but I had kind of sketched out the rest and I knew where I wanted to go with it. So the new set of patterns are called Fairy Tale Femmes, and they are from my line of patterns called Sunbonnet Sue's Magical Friends, and this is the newest set, and this is one of the blocks. I'm not going to show them all to you just because I want to kind of keep this short. This is Snow White, and you can see she's got her snowy white robes, and here is her apple that she is contemplating eating, and you know she's going to do it, and she shouldn't, but she does it anyway. But in that set, there's Snow White, Rapunzel, Cinderella, the Princess and the Pea, Little Red Riding Hood, and the Little Mermaid. And I did have a question that I was going to answer, which is why is Holly Jolly, called a supplemental set and not set 6. Holly Jolly is called a supplemental set because Holly Jolly, that's the set that has Santa, Mrs. Claus, the elf, the penguin, and the Christmas tree. The reason it's called a supplemental set is it does not have just little people blocks. It also has the tree and the penguin in it. So the ones that I call sets are all characters. The supplemental sets are characters plus other stuff. Just, it's been a question a couple times, just so you guys know that that's what's going on. So the month of October, because of Celebrate Christmas, I have a coupon on Sewhooked where you can get Holly Jolly, which is the set I just described, for half off, which is $3 for 5 patterns. Or there's a 10% off coupon for the whole month of October where you can get 10% off your entire purchase. So you could get 10% off of your entire purchase if you wanted to buy my new set, the Fairy Tale Femmes, and you wanted to get, if there's a pattern you've been wanting to get and you haven't got it yet, you could get those together and get 10% off your whole order. And that's for the entire month of October. It's instant PDF downloads only, but the cool thing about those is you go to sewhooked.com/shop. You get what you want, you pay for it with PayPal, and you get a link to download it right then. So you don't have to wait, I don't mail it to you, you get it right then, you can print it out, and it's yours. Saturday is the Linus birthday / challenge. We have a big party on Saturday. Everybody that's in Austin that wants to come, if you're anywhere around, definitely try to make it to this meeting. This is our big celebration. We do a show of all the challenge blankets and their quilts and their afghans. The challenge this year were all batik fabrics for the quilters and jewel tones and variegated yarn for the knitters and crocheters. So the blankets that are coming in are absolutely stunning, and I cannot wait because I'm the photographer for Linus, so I get to take pictures of all these things, so it's going to be awesome. We'll have special guests there. Some of our facilities will be there. We have a huge announcement that's going to happen on Saturday that's about an upcoming event, which is going to be really exciting. So I'm really looking forward to that. So while I'm talking about Linus, my beautiful backdrop today is Stars for Linus quilt top number 2. I am in the process. I have backing and batting for both Stars for Linus. I will get those quilted and bound by Friday to get those turned in on Saturday. I have stuff. I do what I call triaging. You know how you go to the emergency room and they triage people based on their emergency, the level of their emergency. That's kind of how I do my projects. So I have stuff triaged. I have a stack of quilts that need binding. I have a stack that need to be quilted. I have a stack that need to have the blocks put together. And what I do is every time I come in here and into my sewing room, my project room, I try to do one thing. And if I only have 15 minutes, I will come in here and I will cut binding, and I will put that with the quilt that needs binding. And then the next time I come here, I'll sew the binding together, and just whatever I have to do to get that to the next stage of where it needs to be to get it done. Especially this week, because this week is crazy busy. October is insane anyway because of Halloween, and it's the Linus birthday month. And this October is crazy for me because I have all these crazy deadlines that I need to meet. Honestly, I've been so relieved that I'm working from home now because I work almost 7 days a week. I didn't do anything Sunday or Monday that was work related. I did a lot of stuff for my family yesterday, and Sunday I took the day off. And today I realized I can't do that. I can't have 2 days in a row like that because I have so much to do now through Friday that I should have done a whole bunch of stuff yesterday, but I didn't. I'm well rested and I'm happy that I took those days off, but I'm going to pay for it. So that brings me to Halloween. Halloween, my kids have chosen their costumes. The way we do it every year, and I've done this since they were really little, is they have until the last day of September to decide what they want to be. Halloween is a huge thing for us. I make their costumes. They're usually very involved in the process. Some years, my daughter, who is 16 this year, usually she has a lot of ideas and input, and like last year she was completely in charge of her costume. We did almost everything of hers came from thrift stores last year, and she helped with the whole thing. This year she wants something a little more involved that is going to have to be made completely from scratch. but it's something that I've done before, so I'm really looking forward to that. I actually have a picture. She is going to be Miroku from Inuyasha, which is this character right here. And, wait, you gotta see my bookmark. He is a monk. He's a Buddhist monk, and he has some props. So he has like beads, and he's got a staff. And I would show you a better picture, but I didn't really want to print a picture because I already know what he looks like. I don't really need like a guideline photo-wise. So he will have black kimono here, and then his I can't remember what this is called, but I do have that written down. That is actually like a giant piece of fabric that wraps around in ties, and that'll be purple. I have what I need for this. It's just gonna have to kind of wait. What I'm really excited about making is his staff, which I'm not sure, I don't know that it's gonna come across in this picture. Let me see if I can get this really close. He carries this staff, and it has a ring with all these other little rings hanging off of it, and that sort of like symbolizes where he grew up, like the temple he grew up in. So I'm really excited about that. I already have all the parts for it except for the staff part, and I'm actually going to use a PVC pipe for that, and then I'm going to paint it. So I love making props, and I don't get to do that very often, so I'm excited about that. My son, who's almost 14 and very into Xbox, he is going to be Ghost from Call of Duty, which he's like a British soldier that wears a balaclava that has a skull on it, and he's got all this equipment and stuff that hangs from him, and he wears camo. We went to the Army Navy store on Saturday afternoon, and we did get we got a jacket, and I got some suspender things that I'm going to add stuff to, and we got a balaclava that I'm going to stencil. So he's pretty far along. It pretty much always works out every year where I have a costume that is a lot of reconstruction and thrifting and that kind of stuff, and I have one costume that's made from scratch. It goes back and forth. Some years, I mean, I've had years where everything was made from scratch and years where everything was reconstructed. This year, it's one completely from scratch and one sort of thrift stored, Army Navy stored, and then I'll add some stuff to it. So it balances out pretty well. I'm trying to enjoy this as much as I can, even as busy as I am, because my daughter's a junior in high school, so I may not get to make her any more Halloween costumes. I might get to make her one next year, and that might be it. My son, I don't know, he and his friends, he had to talk his friends into trick-or-treating last year because they hadn't gone for a couple of years, and he's like, what do you mean you don't go trick-or-treating? I dress up every year and I go get candy. Why wouldn't you want to do that? And my daughter still, she and her friends, they all dress up and they go trick-or-treating. So I'm hoping that I get one more year for her, but like I said, I'm trying to enjoy it as much as I can, even though I'm really, really busy this month because I'm not going to get to do this much longer. So keep those Stars for Linus blocks coming. And I forgot to mention that I did add on my blog last week, inspired by Clumsy Cord, I will also take Wonky stars. Wonky stars are 9-patch stars. I will put a link to that in the description. So if you don't want a paper piece and you still want to contribute a block, I'm going to start collecting Wonky stars as well. So those are super easy. If you would prefer to do that, please feel free. Use the same color ideas, light background, bright colors, and go ahead and send those in, and I will incorporate them into quilts. So you guys have a great week, and I really will see you next week. Bye. Also, last week, I'm gonna have to edit, damn it.